You are watching Week 6 of the 2012 football season, high school style. Mark Heller here again with Kyle Odegard. We're going to take a quick look back at some of the follies and wackiness of Week 5. And two things that stand out to me, actually, in what was not really a topsy-turvy week. But there were two threads, I think, to emerge. Number one, Saguaro completely dismantled Cactus, which made our video of last week pretty kind of a, I don't want to say a waste, but there was a lot of 3 minutes of talking for a game that was probably over after 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah.
And the abundance of state records tied and set, especially offensively. Let's get to Saguaro Cactus first. I didn't see that coming, at least not in that fashion. So I guess moving forward now with Saguaro winning by about 50 points, is Cactus, if they played again, would it be a closer game? Is there anybody who can touch Saguaro at this point?
Yeah, I think Cactus is down a little bit, so I don't think Saguaro is the same dominant team it was last year when Cactus was the clear-cut number 2 last year, and Saguaro stomped him in the regular season, and that's why we kind of knew that Saguaro was going to run the table in Division III. But this year, Sabino is still playing well in Tucson. Queen Creek's been really impressive, in the East Valley. So I think Saguaro, we moved them back up to number 1 in our rankings, and Saguaro's the favorite again because they're starting to roll, and they've got more talent than anybody. But if you look at Queen Creek and Sabino and Liberty's playing well, Desert Edge, there's a lot of undefeated teams still, so Saguaro's the favorite, but it's not the same as last year.
Real quickly, you talked what's made Queen Creek, at least East Valley audience is obviously taking note. What's made Queen Creek so good this year? Are they better than they were a year ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah, they're better than last year when they were really good. It's just experience. All those guys are back. Carson Jones, their quarterback's completing like 75% of his passes. He's really accurate. Matt Guida is, I think, the leading rusher in the East Valley right now. Their defense is really solid. Their coaching is really good. It's a team that's really impressive, and they might be, them and Sabino, one of those teams will probably play Saguaro in the state finals. If you're asking me today, who would it be? I think Queen Creek and Sabino are definitely those top 2 challengers.
Yeah, and we'll see with Queen Creek going forward. Obviously, the schedule's getting a little bit tougher for the Bulldogs, especially toward the end of October. But it's been interesting to see their meteoric rise in such a fairly short order under Coach Joe Germain. The other aspect of last week that drew most people's attention were the records being set. Mason Thorman setting records at Red Mountain. Ryan Finley tied a touchdown record for, I believe, for Paradise Valley. Kyle Allen at Desert Mountain. Bryce Kinsler throwing for 630 yards for Cactus Shadows, albeit in a loss to Prescott. Is this the start of something? Is this simply a scheduling quirk? Is this a product of defenses that just can't keep up with the new wave spread amount offenses? What's going on here?
Yeah, I think it seems like the running backs are a little bit down this year, and it's just kind of the cycle where we have some really good quarterbacks. And like you said, it's tough for defenses when you're spread out and the quarterback can throw it to a lot of different guys, and you have to guard against a lot of different stuff. And it kind of helps when, like for Bryce Kinsler, when your team's losing and you have to throw. So some of it's depending on the situation. But I think it's a really good crop of quarterbacks as seniors and some good juniors like Kyle Allen. So I think it's just kind of the perfect storm right now where a lot of these teams don't have a dominant running back where they can just give them the ball so they have to throw more. And then these guys are also talented, so that's why we're seeing records fall. And I expect it to continue the rest of the year.
Well, that's we're already struggling to keep up with records in the AIA listing, and now now that could be even more compounded. And obviously these guys are talent. I mean, let's not forget that these guys have a lot of talent. Mason Thorman back for his second year running Red Mountain. Finley, I believe, is going to Boise State.
Yeah.
And same with Bryce Kinsler back for his second year starting for Cactus Shadow. So there's no lack of experience or talented on this. But as we're about to see going forward, the schedules get awfully difficult for several of these teams, and so how quickly these records stay, or get broken remains to be seen. But it's going to get a lot tougher this week.